Video Game Memory Lane. Sort of. Kind of. Maybe. Alrighty, hey everybody. I'm Superpack. Welcome to my channel here on Twitch. And we're going to be playing arguably one of the more celebrated games of the old generation of gaming, certainly in the arcades. That's a game called Dragon's Lair. And we're going to go through a playthrough of it. I'm going to tell you about the history of the game, why it was even made in the first place, who did what, and the fact that it was a high maintenance game. It really was. And I can attest to that. In the meantime, we're going to get that started in just a few minutes. But it's Saturday. It's the weekend. We're all here, more or less. Whether you be watching it live on the VOD, I hope you have a good time watching. And you walk away saying, hey, I didn't know that. Then my job is done. In a second, though, we're going to go play the game. But first, we got some ads to play. You know how that works. And so we're going to go ahead and go to the ad screen, or at least I keep forgetting to turn off that stupid 2-minute timer. Hang on for just a second. There we go. All right. We're going to run some ads. We got some bills to pay and all that kind of crap. You know, it's life. So check out a few things here that you see. Maybe you might be interested in them. We'll be back in a second. Don't go away, okay? Thanks. And just one day, I'll remember to not have that on as soon as the thing transitions. But that's me. Anyway. Now, this is a fun game. And I was a little surprised to see how little followers are on it as a subject on Twitch itself. But then again, I'm coming from yesteryear's generation, so what do I know? My poor daughter has a full-blown flu, and she is in the restaurant industry. In fact, she's a chef, and she reached out to her boss and said, hey, I'm still quite a bit under the weather. And it's almost like just what you see in Reddit. Oh, so you're not coming in? I need you to be in tomorrow. You need to get with so-and-so and see if they can cover your shift. And so she did, and of course, no answer. And she did a group chat, if you will, or text, and no answer. And of course, they made arrangements behind her, didn't bother telling her. So she shows up to work. Oh, go home, we already got it covered. And she's like, really? I said, well, honestly, that is one of the usual methods of communication: silence. I've worked many in industry, and I know that all too well. So hey, we're all back. All right, hey Ben, how you doing? All right, we're going to play some Dragon's Lair in just a second. I was recounting my daughter's misadventures this morning, but no, she's food safety certified, so don't want to do that. Okay, so anyway, let's go ahead and get back to my stupid face in just a second, because we're going to talk about the game in a little bit. Where am I? I'm right there. Okay. We're going to talk about the game here in just a second. And this is one of those games that just never kind of goes away. It's not like, it's not like Pac-Man centric or anything like that. What did I just do? Okay. But this game still lives on thanks to digital leisure. And it first came to a good rediscovery through digital leisure's predecessor called ReadySoft. And they went and made the first home game version that was on an optical disc. Namely, the Sega CD had it. They also made it for the Panasonic 3DO, and there was another group that made it for the Philips CDI. But they actually used the animation instead of like what the computers did, like the DOS and the Commodore and all that kind of stuff, where they kind of recreated the animation. Here, they actually used the animation. And this was pretty cool because it was like watching a Disney film, except you're interacting with it. So what happened was is that there's a gentleman out there named Rick Dyer, and he wanted to create an adventure game. And he tried to, do it with, paper script, like an if-then situation. You see them in books, choose this, go to page that, choose that, go to page this. Well, he did it in a video game form. And so what happened was he was showing it to some executives out there, and it didn't go well because some of them actually walked out right when he was demonstrating the game, because it was literally done on rolls of paper. On this machine, you had to manually turn everything. So he reportedly watched The Secret of NIMH. That was a 1982 movie by MGM. And Rick Dyer saw that Don Bluth was its animator and director and so forth like that. And they got together, and the rest is history. They actually managed to get a budget of about $3 million from Cinematronics, who were making video games at the time. And yeah. Of course, that's pretty much what it came to be. And so I'm going to show you some of the things that I have. For example, the side art there with my Geek Squad outfits. You see, very colorful display. And what's neat about that, there's the other half of the side art, because they always come in pairs. That's hanging up in the game room. The idea, of course, that you would be playing your own adventure with rather high graphics and sound, orchestrated music. And that was great and all. And the game made a ton of money. It really did. Pioneer made the Laserdisc players, as they typically do, because that's what they were known for. But they can only do so much. And so what happens was, when you play the game, it plays the scene, but your decision prompts whether it goes to the next scene or does it go somewhere else onto the Laserdisc. And that means that there was a laser that would be on this track belt. And in fact, there's my Dragon's Lair Laserdisc right there. It says bad disc. I'll tell you about that in a second. But what happens is that the machines broke down. The Laserdisc player can only do so much. They only have like 650 hours of life in them or something like that. And plus that lasers anyway. And like I said, they kind of wear themselves out through machine grinding. Hello, Macy. What can I do for you? That's the 20th anniversary of the Laserdisc. Dragon's Lair came out 20 years ago, strangely enough. And you get little trinkets like little keychains that singe the dragon. Had that for a long, long time. And let's see the next one. Okay, we're going back to that. Very good. So, yeah. Let's see how let's got here. Going to the image slide. That's what I want to do. Okay, and turn off the lock. So anyway, that's some of the things that I've had, and they've made so. In fact, that poster there is actually dedicated to me by Rick Dyer and Don Bluth, the creators of Dragon's Lair, when they were promoting Dragon's Lair 3D for various consoles and whatever. In fact, it was the first 1080i game that was out there. That's old Singe himself. I love this game. This game is one of the neatest games out there. It had an interesting history, and of course, one of the things that kind of kept it from not getting any further advanced was simply two things. They were simply high maintenance. Like I said, they broke down a lot. And the video game crashed in 1983, which really, really, tore down some institutions, stopped development altogether, because Dragon's Lair 2 was slated to come out in 1984 and was going to be produced by Nintendo. Nintendo, of course, kept the video game dream alive with the next wave of generation of games, but yeah, you know how it works. Crash kind of destroyed a lot of things, including the development and gameplay. That looks well played. The first one, yeah. Okay, so I'm talking about the laser discs. The laser discs were actually literal thin sheets of aluminum on a plastic, if you will, disc, for lack of a better term. But the adhesive used bleach as one of their ingredients, and unfortunately, that bleach would decay. It would literally, wear out or destroy the aluminum that is attached to it, and you would get laser rot. And a lot of these old laser discs actually suffer from laser rot. Now, my original Dragon's Lair disc I have, unfortunately, had the right bad disc on it because, it stopped working. It will play up to a point, and then it just simply stops. And unfortunately, my Dragon's Lair, my Cliffhanger, has a great deal of laser rot too, unfortunately. I would love to play that game too, but can't put that on YouTube, no, because TMS, the creator of Lupin III, or at least the publisher of Lupin III video, has a copyright claim on YouTube, and they don't let you play it. They don't let you watch it. It's just kind of sad, but whatever. And yeah, there it is. Bad disc. That's Pioneer's Laserdisc of Dragon's Lair. And like I said, it took a lot of my money. It really did. And when they were working great, you had a great time. And it was a game simply of memory and timing. Quite linear. Back when they made Dragon's Lair 2, it was modeled more after Space Ace, the indirect sequel. And well, the storylines got longer, the scenes got longer. And well, there it is. Let's take a look at the arcade, shall we? We're going to go to our arcade console. I believe Dragon's Lair is already loaded up. There it is. So you spent 50 cents. This is one of the early 50-cent games for the arcade. And in order to stay alive, you just have to play it over and over and over and over again. Now, let's see. Is it making any sound now, or can I actually unmute it without it blowing up my ears? I believe I can unmute it. There it goes. Okay. As far as the game was concerned, like I said, they had a $3 million budget to make the game. But in order to cut costs, they didn't have any voice actors doing any of the voices. Like Dirty Daring was actually done by the editor, Dan Molina. Daphne was the cleanup department. Her name was Vera Lappner, I think. And, or Lanfer, one of those two. And Michael Rye was the only actual voice talent that actually had a background in voice talent. He was the narrator. And that's it. And of course, there's bits of music here and there. And it was, you know, the most expensive part itself was indeed the animation, which was done by Don Bluth and his crew. And this game was widely celebrated back in the day. There was a reality show called That's Incredible. And it was hosted by John Davidson, Kathy Lee Crosby, and I forget the last one. And they had a whole show dedicated to this thing. The fact they had technology to use to make Dragon's Lair, the fact that it was a laser disc on board of a computer and so forth like that. Starcade game show that featured arcade games, did a whole show dedicated to it as well. And it was one of the coolest things out there back in 1983. All right, I'm trying to get it to where it actually does dialogue, or at least the narration actually hits. And I just gotta wait for the attract mode to roll over so we can actually watch. Appreciate all being here. Maybe not. It does it every 8th cycle, unfortunately. So I don't know what cycle we're in right now because it doesn't really show that. So this is kind of a representation. This is done on the Daphne emulator. In order to actually have, and this is I was really stunned by this. In order to actually play this on the Daphne emulator, you have to actually prove that you have a copyrighted or licensed copy of Dragon's Lair. You can either do that through the computer version, Laserdisc version, not Laserdisc version, DVD version, or whatever. And the fact that you actually purchase the Dragon's Lair so you can actually do this. Now, I happen to have all kinds of Dragon's Lairs. They made it for the NES, they made it for the Super Nintendo, they made it for the Game Boy Color. Like, who the hell did that? They did. DVD, various consoles through their e-store, and of course Steam, which is probably the most popular way to get it these days. Of course, dumbass me had to get a Laserdisc player. And we're not going to hear it. All right, we'll get to it. Let's turn off Jackass's music here. And let's get started, shall we? So let's go ahead and put in some quarters. Okay. Okay, there you go. And let's get started. Okay, I got 5 lives. I believe I have it on infinite, because that is one of the settings, believe it or not, in the game. And yes, it is only on one side of the audio. Just keep that in mind. The audio is correct. Games were not in stereo so much yet. So basically, again, it was timing and memory. So you just can't just say, oh, I'm going to turn around and all that kind of stuff, because it wasn't animated to be that way. Imagine, you know, when they made a 3D version, yeah, you could do that. But it was 2002, and it was still a bit limited. Like, for example, the face had no animation, had no expression, I should say. And you pretty much saw the back of him at all times, so it really didn't matter so much. And they made the Dragon's Lair 3D version. And then they turned around and made it like a Laserdisc style game anyway. So, yeah. Whatever. Ah. Some boards are fairly easy, like 1 or 2 moves. Some boards are much more complex. Beep, yep. And the wrong move will either sound like a buzzer, or if you move too soon. This is one of the more complex ones. But I love this game. The reason why I even have a Sega CD in the first place is because of this game. In fact, I actually bought consoles because of this game. I have a 3DO, a CDI, as I mentioned before, because of this. Oops. Moved too soon. Oh, I get to see that board at some point again. And I was actually dumb enough to swing against the anvil. My brother's like, idiot. I don't think that sword would do too well against an anvil. So no, you're probably right. Thanks, Sonbox, by the way, for following me a couple of days back. Appreciate, or yesterday rather. Appreciate that. If you're watching. Okay. There we go. Just, for whatever reason, this one always trips me up. Yep. Ah! Ooh. And some of the death scenes were a little bit on the gruesome side. I still have 5 lives, so I haven't earned that. Now, from beginning to end, if you played a perfect game, it lasts literally about 14 minutes. Maybe a little less. Oops. Moved too soon again. Ah, the Black Knight. It's again another timed thing. Ah. Now, it's interesting, the first really arcade perfect version of this is actually done by Digital Leisure, at least as close as they could. All the other subsequent home versions, why did I do that? Because I'm stupid. Oops, supposed to jump. All the subsequent versions, well, they're close. Some of them didn't even have all the boards, like the Sega CD one did not have this one. That's the only one that scores. That first jump instead of the subsequent 2. Ah, fire ropes. Uh-oh. Hey, I moved. Which one is this? Ah, yes. Of course. So after the video game crashed, things finally... Oops. Love that. Things finally settled in, and Laserdisc games actually became a thing again thanks to American Laser Games. And the Leland Corporation actually reissued Dragon's Lair and Space Ace, and they brought about Dragon's Lair 2 that was, again, supposed to have been from Nintendo, but it never came to be until 1991. A whole 7 years passed since the game's development and the game's release. Since... Okay, I knew I made it. You have to go while it's down. If you don't, you're gonna wish you had. Okay, that was... Yeah, I'm about to say, I got the correct beep anyway. I know I screwed that up. I'm about to say, that's... Okay. This one moves. I'm gonna go the wrong way. Yeah, go inside there. Bye. Thank you. Oh, Dirk the Daring gets beat up so regularly. Oh, I love this one. going to do I'm going to do one of my favorite wrong moves. And it'll be this one. Both on the chain. There you go. That's the thing. Multiple things entice you to go in incorrect directions. Just to kind of trip you up. After all, they want your money. It's like any other video game for that matter. Black Knight reversed. Wrong way. There you go. The platform again. This time in reverse. You'll see this, I think, 4 times. Why? Just to make the game longer? I only had so much. I know, yeah, you can do it early. This is where it didn't believe I actually moved. There you go. The horse in reverse? Nope, same horse, actually. And there you go, this is where I ran into the wall. There you go. Yeah. Like the original version, you had to do extra moves like kick the door down and everything like that, and that was not part of the arcade game. That I remember. Just Crypt Keepers. See, that's all you had to do. So one of the basic goals for this game is just play the damn thing straight through without dying. And that was the challenge. In fact, it took me years to do that. This is my favorite of favorites. And I'm just gonna stay there. Oops. Oopsie. Yep. And so, like I said, what happens is when you go to a wrong scene like that, yep, like that, it actually skips to somewhere in the disc, and that means that, well, you get a technical blackout is what we call this. I hit the thing. Wow. I hit it. Aha. Here we go. Damn, Lena. So anyway, like I said, some of the death scenes were kind of generic, some of them were quite gruesome, some were specific to the scene itself. And then some were just, well, I feel bad. I actually feel bad for Dirk on that one. Oh, I didn't even have a chance. Damn it. Took my hands off the controls. What was I thinking? And pause it right there for a second. Anyway, there's that. So basically, when you get down to it, the game is just simply a memorization of where to go to next and stuff like that. But it was pretty cool to play regardless. And like I said, then the crash came along. And then what? Well, Rick Dyer did persevere. He actually made 3 games out of the Dragon Slayer series, with 2 of them being published. And he created a little game, which we will actually look at in just a moment, called Thayer's Quest. Now, he did this without Don Bluth. Don Bluth has since moved on. And Don Bluth, by the way, was the next Disney animator, ex-Disney director as well. He goes back to the days of Sleeping Beauty. And he did a few films himself. Then he kind of broke out from Disney. He was not too happy about the way the animation industry was moving, where it was going. And so he actually still teaches classes on how to do classic animation. To this very day, he's still quite active. And they were supposed to make a Dragon Slayer movie years ago. They even had a Kickstarter fund for it. And it met its goal, but it never materialized. I'm not sure why. But he went on to direct The Secret of NIMH. Like I said, he did the animation sequences for movies like Xanadu. If you remember that movie, I'm sorry. All Dogs Go to Heaven, Land Before Time, so forth. So, he did his stuff. He was quite good. And I'm a huge fan of his work. So, Lair's Quest was a game where, much like Dragon's Lair was intended to be, a multiple choice adventure. And you had 3 buttons to play, and 3 buttons represented 3 choices. And the game is also quite not linear. In other words, you can jump around, go back, move forward, but of course you want to make progress in the game itself, otherwise you'd just be going around and around forever. And they actually made home versions of that game too, but under a different title. So, I'm trying to remember what the title was. It's Kingdoms of the something or other. I don't have anything in front of me. You have to forgive me right now. So, anyhow, there's that. And we're going to take a small break here for just a second. I am actually parched for some reason. We'll be right back, so stay tuned. Appreciate it. Once again, I forgot to turn off the stupid... 2 minutes. I want to say Kingdoms of the Far Reaches. Getting old. Don't remember things as quickly as I used to. At least that's what my dad always claimed. All right, we're back. Had to take a quick hydrate. Big hydrate. Okay, so we're back. Kingdom of the Far Reaches was the name of the game that they made for the CDI. They actually made 3 of them. And they also brought it over to PC-ROM and DVD as well. And of course, some dummy had to go and buy all of that. I don't know. A lot of money on that, but that would be me. So, I'm one of those few guys that I have to have like a representation regardless of whatever it's on. It's probably one of the reasons why I have so many consoles. Just real, I have to have like a Pac-Man on every effing thing. And I did. Including the dreaded 2600 version. Oh my. That was like such a disappointment. But yeah, when you have the Game Boy Color with the Dragon's Lair, which actually was representative of the Laserdisc game instead of like a completely different adventure like the one they did for NES. The original Game Boy was similar to that of the NES. But yeah, it was pretty cool. New background, new background. Clever, I like that. Yeah, I found the color version of that, finally. That's what I used to hang up on my desk when I was a Geek Squad agent, way back in the day. And the black and white version is just simply the one I had, conveniently hanging around too. But it's just basic, simple. In fact, I did that on MS-Art. Long time ago. The original sketch, actually, I created back in 1988. I've been happiness personified for a great long time. And it just kind of stuck with me, especially with the sneer. Yeah, being overly cheerful is not something I'm often accused of. All right, let's go back to the game, shall we? We're going to go back to our arcade, complete with arcade sound effects. All right, so where were we? He's about to, well, I'm going to show one of the scenes where multiple choices can be deadly. Right here. For example, I don't know, you can go to the door or you can actually go to the other door, but there's a fire right in front of it. That's why I lost this one. Somehow I moved too soon. Actually, let me pause this for a second. Let me turn off my music here. There we go. All right, let's go back. When you realize, the great amount of work, even this is just, animation. Don Bluth actually made some videos. Were part of the game package. There you go. How? I'm about to say, I don't know why it gave me a technical blackout, but it did. How much work, how much effort is gone? I hit him. Not too soon. Yeah, about to say, I can't hear my... There you go. Everything's hand-drawn. And, you know, that goes through a whole process of, you know, color and cleanup, blandishment, etc. That was wrong button. Good job. Etc. And, you know, it's 24 frames. He did the hard way, too. A lot of cartoons that you see on TV, they only do 15 frames per second. Or 12 frames per second. Why do I keep hitting sword? Why do I keep hitting sword? Because I'm stupid. Okay, give it another try. There are other scenes that I have not seen yet. So I'm not sure why it's keeping... Yeah, let's say. Really? But he did the full 24 frames per second. Film typically is 24 frames per second as opposed to video. Okay, left. Okay. Up. Swing. Right. And up. Here you go. I forgot about this one too. I hit the... Okay, back to the Mudmen, or is this? Yes. You have to remember, this is all inside the castle, too. So you do nothing. There you go. This one always trips me up. Because I played it so many times on different things. They have different moves for different timing. And here I am playing the arcade version because this is the emulator, Daphne. Up. 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 Oh, I don't know. Up. There you go. Okay, the ropes. One more time. This is usually like one of the first scenes, too. And they're... Really? They are kind of mixed up, randomly generated. But, you know. Back to you. Uh-oh. You're hearing that. I feel dippy. Oh, so dippy. Really? Are you not working? Did I take... Did I... There you go. Okay, you are centered. Yes. Okay. There you go. I heard that beat now, but I didn't hear it. Mommy. Really? This is like one of the very first scenes that you actually play in this stupid game. Not bloody time. Okay, yeah, we F this one up too. I careened ourselves right into the wall. Wait! No. Really? What's neat about this, a lot of the animation, like some of it's generic for Dirk Daring. Like you see him, like that particular walk there, you see him in other scenes doing exactly the same thing. That's fine. It all works out. And that's a common thing in animation anyway. The reusing of scenes, backgrounds, etc. Okay, I messed up both of these. And I did it again. Yep. Bam. You have to do it when the two batons are actually facing each other. Now. And out the door we go. Yeah, they don't like you. Ah, here we are. Yeah, that's right, there's no action. Not yet. The object is you don't want to make any noise. Then she starts speaking. Now, she was actually modeled after Marilyn Monroe. And she has a great deal of assets. If you know what I mean. There's the magic sword. There you go. Okay. Oh, no moves. Okay. And the Radiosoft version, you had to make like 15,000 moves. Here you go. All right, right through the heart. And it took try after try after try. Considering how many lives I've burned through this game, because I only have the one credit up there, as you see. Dragon Slayer 2 kind of went beyond this. Where they had a nice family, lots and lots and lots of children. And there you go. I believe this next cycle will actually have the full animation, rather the attract mode with sound. So let's see if that does that. It should be on in just a second or two. Sometime today. Sometime before we all die. Any second. Yes. Okay. Anywho, that's Dragon Slayer. So the technology was sort of out there, but it was hard to maintain. Unlike, you know, your typical games like Pac-Man, Donkey Kong Defender, and all that kind of stuff, which were fairly easy to maintain. Yeah, the coin mechs may break or whatever like that, or you may have to replace a joystick or a cherry switch on the buttons or whatever like that. But other than that, those games are fairly low maintenance. Then along comes this thing, and of course they have to have a Laserdisc player. The Laserdisc players were not designed to just jump around like that. They're meant to be played continuously. You can fast forward certain tracks just like you were on a CD. And one of these, there you go. Okay, that was the shortest attract mode. I tried to put it on the setting where it hits every time. I may have to do that again. But I think I will. So, hang on for just a second. Go ahead and get off that real fast. I'm going to change the configuration for just a second here, so it's going to disappear off the screen. Not responding. Of course not. It's stuck. Of course it is. I love it when things works out. Oh, there it goes. Finally, I decided to take off. All right, let's see. Let's do the configuration real fast here. Okay. Full screen, that's disabled, no screen size, blah, 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 blah. You have hardware acceleration, yep. Let's see. Audio. Volume, no, okay. But the game itself. Grab timing is accurate, blah, blah, blah. Track mode audio on every 8th time, always on. Pay-as-you-go options off. Game ends when won. That's actually one of the dip switch settings, believe it or not. And I had to actually had the thing on easy with unlimited lives, and I got 5 lives for credit. Apply. Okay. All right, let's go back to the arcade, and we're going to start up the thingy thing. And there it is. Had to move it, and there it goes. What it does here, it actually is going to go through all the different title cards that it has. That's quite a few of them. So you'll see that they're going to flash by real fast, like that. Those are errors, and then there's the title cards that you have and all the different things that you see. Game over screens and all that. And where is the audio? It's on every time. It is not muted. Well, that was neat. All right, cool. That's all right. We're gonna do something different in just a second. Meantime, we're gonna hit pause one more time. I got some things to change around, and we shall return in just a second. So don't you go away, okay? Thanks. Oh, now it does it. Of course it does.
Your quest awaits.
Oh yeah? We'll see about that. I'm not sure what it's doing. I don't care what it's doing. It's actually going through the laser disc. It has a bit of an error right now. That's fine. Okay, it's fine with the spirit. Ah. All right, so what we're going to do, we're actually going to play the Laserdisc itself. Now, this is 20th anniversary Laserdisc, and I happen to make a copy of it. I did a lot of recording of videos to translate a lot of videotape and stuff like that to digital video. And this is before even the MP4, so this is going to be an MPEG 3. Not, excuse me, an MPEG 1, excuse me. Yeah, if I can get video on MPEG 3, that'd be great. So let's see. Take it over to generic real fast. And I'm going to take it over to the general. And we're going to go ahead and take it to, if I can find it, media player. All right. Let's turn off the image slide real fast. There it is. And it's actually showing the thing down there below too. Okay, of course it would be. Okay, let's just go ahead and play it real fast. I'll center up as it plays.
Dragon's Lair, the fantasy adventure where you become a valiant knight on a quest to rescue the fair princess from the clutches of an evil dragon.
Actually, we haven't heard this yet. Sorry.
You control the actions of a daring adventurer finding his way through the castle of a dark wizard who has enchanted it with treacherous monsters and obstacles. In the mysterious caverns below the castle, your odyssey continues against the awesome forces that oppose your efforts to reach the dragon's lair. Lead on, adventurer. Your quest awaits.
Now, what's going to happen here is going to show you the entirety of the game itself, including the death scenes. The death scenes are contained after the main scene, so that's to minimize how much movement the eye has to do in order to get to that death scene. Instead of like having them all in the back, they're all after each completed scene. Also, it's going to show you the prototype material, what Rick Dyer initially wanted. He, like I said, he had multiple avenues to go through. There'd be like 3 doors. You chose any one of them. They're all okay. Or maybe one would have a trap or lead to different rooms. It was much more a non-linear game in his mind, but the technology simply wasn't there to do it. It can do it now. It could do it 10 years ago, but it couldn't do it 40 years ago because it was just simply on a track laser disc. So, having said that, you see him come to life and you see him die, which we didn't see in the gameplay. Well, because I didn't have any, I had unlimited lives. I won't do again. And you never saw this scene. This scene was actually omitted from the game itself. It was included in all the home versions. Now he's inside the castle. Pardon for the frame, because it's recorded at 30 frames a second from a 24 frames per second disc. So it looks dull. Then there's the death scenes. And some of the death scenes were quite gruesome. And that's what you see when you lose your last life. Some of these were quite interesting. Like I said, some of them some had a bad fate for Dirk. Yeah. Poor Dirky. The snake sure did not like him. For whatever reason, this was just throwing me for a damn loop today. So anyway, I used to go to an arcade, Castle Park, which became, at one point, Gran Turismo. They had a bunch of these. And the two gentlemen who owned the thing, they loved to show off new games. In fact, they were literally a test room. All the games that they had in their arcade were for sale, so that kind of helped make tax write-offs and stuff like that. Makes it cheaper for them too, yeah. And one by one, these games started selling until they had that last one, and of course, then it disappeared too. Kind of disheartening, but it was fun to play. And of course, when the market kind of took a downturn, the arcades didn't suffer so much. The home sales, suffered dramatically. But everyone wanted like a home game of this, and yeah, if you had like a Commodore, there you go. If you had like a Commodore or a home computer, an IBM, you could get a disc version of this. Now, I did get a disc version of this long time ago, and it contains 7 diskettes, and you load it in one by one, and then you get this 4-color display sort of animated thing, and it was actually okay. It was actually okay. But like I said, then along came CD-ROM. As opposed to like CD audio. Why can't you just put other data on there? So CD-ROM came into existence, And the game that really promoted CD-ROM probably the best in the early 90s, made it quite viable, was Myst, which was for the Apple Macintosh. Well, if they can do that with that, they can do that with this. So ReadySoft, under David Foster, actually created a home version of this. Now, they used still, backgrounds, so the backgrounds didn't slide around like it does here. In just a second, that one. They kind of had to cheat that board. And they cut out the animated things themselves, so it was kind of like a two-ply thing. And it kind of suffered a bit because some of the scenes they just simply couldn't do. Like the elevator scene, for example. Some of these are just quite... I'm looking at these like, this is so damn gruesome. Not for the faint heart. This one always cracked me up because, you had to do it quite right. And you have 3 opportunities to do it here. And there he goes now. You would think, why can't he just crawl underneath them? Because it's a video game. Well, it doesn't work that way. It makes common sense elsewhere, like in reality, but not in video games. There you go. Bam! And this one. Ooh. So the CD-ROM kind of brought this thing to new life. And ReadySoft made a lot of the versions, with the exception of the CDI, which was done by RDI, which is Rick Dyer Industries. And he had to have this really loud scoring scene in between scenes, which kind of made it irritating. It wasn't arcade perfect either, but it contained at least all the animation. Yeah. Or Dirk. And one thing they said about Dirk he was kind of like he was a hero, right? But he was the unassuming hero. Oversized feet, scared of everything. He made a lot of whines and groans and all that kind of stuff. Bit on the humor side, very, lanky, tall, whatever you want to call it. He wasn't like some great, overbearing, full of himself hero. He's rather unassuming, excuse me. And I think that's part of the charm of this game. And then you see, Princess Daphne was a bit voluptuous. He's like, why is she hanging around that? Well, that's, again, part of the charm of the game. We will show off Dragon's Lair 2. It's a lot of fun, too.
Save me!
Dragon's Lair 2 was a bit more story-themed than this. Some of the animation was actually reused from this game as well, like a couple of event scenes. But it was all new animation, all new story, and all that kind of stuff. And they actually threw in a couple of caveats into the game as well. You had to find all the hidden objects that presented themselves in order to make it to the last 2 scenes. And even after you rescue Daphne, the game still continues, which means you can still die and not beat the game, which I found extremely irritating. But this game, nope, you kill the dragon, game's over, bye. And they lived happily ever after until the next game comes out.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, I love this one. It's like, oh, you almost made it. Perfect, Aaron. Like I said, just to throw insult to injury, they'll reverse a few of the scenes. Of course, that means your lefts and your rights get switched. But then again, that's part of the game. That's what they did with the game. And you played it. Happily. Yeah, that one. you hear the knives land. There you go. This one I saw quite a few times. And that one's like, wow. Swish. And you know, the death scenes are so quick fire action. Oh, this is one of the few. This is the only scene where it plays out to a death. In other words, the correct scene is normally a death scene. And in the arcade game, you didn't get all these chances. You only got the first 3 drops. Yeah, that's also a death scene. That's a correct scene in a spot like a word death scene. There you go. I think the rolling ball. Nope. The Smithy is back. And also, I'll say this, part of the absolute charm of this game is the fact that it was Don Bluth's artwork, his animation. I imagine maybe someone with equal talent, like somebody from Disney, could have made it just swell. But other than that, the Sayer's Quest was not done by this animation team, and it looked like it came straight out of a Saturday morning cartoon, like a Hanna-Barbera or Ruby Spears cartoon. And no, it did not fare as well. It was interesting. It was an interesting concept, but it just simply didn't fare out so well. Kingdom of Far Reaches. I bought that when I bought that for my CDI. I'm like, okay, oh, it's from the creators of Dragon's Lair. I'm looking at the animation. This is not from the creators of Dragon's Lair. Yeah, Rick Dyer did it, but the animation is rather forgettable. So it sold me on it was from the producers of that little tagline. Lizard King. Now, while I'm getting a lot of the merchandise that was available for the 20th anniversary, but there really wasn't a whole lot for the initial days of Dragon's Lair. And, you know, they even had a ABC cartoon series of Dragon's Lair, which was rotten. So, I mean, the popularity was there. Yeah, I love that one. Popularity was there. It's just, I think the timing of it all. And there was other great things that came out in 1983. One of my favorite things was GCE Vectrex, which was a portable video game unit that actually had its own 9-inch vector tube screen, black and white, of course. And you put cartridges in. It actually had an analog controller, 4-button sequence. And it was really interesting. You tear it around wherever you go. You don't have to hook it up to a TV because it is its own TV. And then the market crashed due to a lot of people making rotten games. And that was not just E.T., but everyone and anyone were making video games without real quality control. It's just like, oh, buy this game. Okay, we did. The game sucks. And we didn't have trade-ins or anything like that back in the day. This is long, long before that. That would be a Funko-Land thing. But, yeah, no. We saw it coming. And then some of us just didn't want to, like, really believe in it. Like I said, I stuck around. My best friend and I, we loved... Yeah, that's one of the bad ones. My best friend and I, we played video games, you know, forever. But unlike me, he said, okay, well, it's over. Bye. And I said, do you want to play anything? He said, no, we're done. Okay, whatever. And he's like, why are you still playing these? I said, because I like them. Now, that gap between 83 and 86. Like, why are you still playing this stuff? Because I like to. It's fun. Now, just because the market died out doesn't mean the game sucks.
Save me!
Only the sucky game sucks. But you couldn't get a home version of this, a really good home version of this, until about 1992, when ReadySoft made the Sega CD version of Dragon's Lair. By that time, I'm already out of high school and stuff. Already in college. Like reliving my childhood. And for me, doing this here on Twitch is more like a video game midlife crisis. Being that I'm now 51 and playing this stuff, yeah, I can play a lot of old games I haven't played in a long time. This is one of them. At the other side. Boom. This is one of the most popular boards. And it got edited too. This is the Boulders. So you don't see that title card there. You do see mostly everything else. That's why you see Ye Rapids and Ye Whirlpools. You have to remind yourself, this is all inside of a castle. What the hell kind of castle is this? Well, the castle belongs to a wizard named Mordroc, whom you will see in Dragon's Lair 2 when we will play that in just a few minutes. But, yeah. Singe, the dragon, is Mordroc's pet. But you never do see Mordroc in this particular game. These were so quick. And due to the success of this game, they got a little bit more inventive with the death scenes in Dragon's Lair 2, which we will take a look at momentarily. Hope you're all having a good time, though. Some of them were quite gruesome. All the male voices that, by the way, that you hear are actually done by Dan Molina, Dirk's voice. So the evil cackle, all the other, you know, with the exception of the narrator, 2 voices. This was a fun timed one. Especially that door, and certainly this. Yeah. A game I would love to show would be Cliffhanger. Cliffhanger, not the Sylvester Stallone movie, but a Lupin the Third's based story. It's actually based off of 2 movies, Mystery Mamo and The Castle of Cagliostro. But the death scenes were quite gruesome in the fact that you see Lupin being hung from the gallows. That would be from a Mystery of Mamo moment. Or here, a bit comical, certainly a bit aggressive. certainly a lot of fun. Once again. Oops. That up there. There you go. And the inspiration again for Princess Daphne was Marilyn Monroe.
Oh.
And yeah, you certainly can see the resemblance, if you will.
Please save me. The cage is locked with a key. The dragon keeps it around his neck. To slay the dragon, use the magic sword. Ooh.
In order to draw Princess Daphne, they actually got Playboy magazines to show the way the body, you know, when she does her stretch and all that kind of stuff. Oh, that's right. There's more to this. What am I doing? I say, why is there so much time at the end of that? Okay, so now we're going to see the prototype material. Prototype material had some interesting choices. You're going to see similar board. Oh, that's right, death scenes. Yeah, Dirk really gets it here. There you go. Oh, I saw plenty of those. Now, this is the prototype. There's their error screens as well. And there's
Dragon's Lair,
there it is.
a fantasy adventure where you become a valiant knight on a quest to rescue the fair princess from the clutches of an
Slightly
evil
different.
dragon. You control the actions of a daring adventurer finding his way through the castle of a dark wizard who has enchanted it with treacherous monsters and obstacles.
That little thing, that Cyclops thing, you're not actually seeing the game.
In the mysterious caverns below the castle, your odyssey continues against the awesome forces that oppose your efforts to reach the dragon's lair. Lead on, adventurer. Your quest awaits.
There you go. Okay, so let's take a look at the scenes. Again, it starts off a little similarly, but not quite. So like he rolls off the log, opens the door, and there's a lot of jumping around. One of the reasons why they didn't go this way because it would literally destroy the Laserdisc player, or at least shorten the life of. And that's if we move, you know, before the things. There's your return scene. Rather neat. Back from life, and of course you die. You get a lot of simplification when it came to the final product. But I did play this, and yeah, it was quite different than what you used to having played the completed game. Okay, think of the weapons. Of course, he has a sword. You think he'd use it. And a lot of it, again, it would make you get a lot of technical blackouts because it's going from track to track. And so you had a lot of choices, a lot of things that got simply taken out for simplicity. Like here you go either directions instead of just the one direction. plus there'd be rather unusual, pauses in the game versus the game's continuous motion from the finalized product. See, he never does kill the spiders here. There he goes through, or yeah. And they took out that one striking him in the back in the final product. I thought it was just a bit much. Maybe. But we were all young kids back in the day, right? Or at least I was. How old was I when this game? I was 10 when this game came out. Much longer sequence, too. Again, they simplified this tremendously. Lots of choices. No tentacles, no real danger except for that. No, that's a good one. That's the correct move still. Or you just open that up and yeah. That's one of my favorites. There you go. So by the time, just advance forward a few years, there was a game out there, again, Thayer's Quest. That game actually kind of implemented what you see here. You had the different choices. It could have worked with this game. I don't think players are really ready for it. So I do love the finished product. Yeah, there it is. You do see that in the final product. It just doesn't have any function. The red tripwire. I love the photo. Poor Dirk. Poor Dirk the Daring. And as you can see, some of the scenes don't have a great deal of action. It's just a lot more like inspecting the room or whatever like that, instead of being chased by fire or being wrapped up by tentacles or a gigantic boulder. Or that. Get multiple choice exit. Go out through the door, put the lid on. That's so easy. And why would you do this? You just pick up something to drink. You have no idea what the hell it is. And he winds up doing exactly that. You can pick up any of the three. Not sure what that will do. Yep. Completely different game. Oh, that sounds so sturdy. And when you see the death scenes in the arcade game, you say, where did that hole come from? I don't remember that. Well, that's because it was in the prototype. And there you go. Yeah, you actually had choices here. You can actually go to one of the side rooms. Of course, we never saw that. That's actually through the center door. Of course. Always love that. And one thing I did also notice that there's no real continuity. In other words, the scenes aren't aligned together, which kind of makes it, again, you're going to get a lot of technical blackouts because of that. So if you bought the 20th anniversary of this game for PC, you do get the chance to integrate these scenes into the main game, make a more extended game, which is cool, I have to admit. Of course, they do take out the place cards there, too. I think we're approaching the end here.
Uh-oh.
There you go. All right. And that's that. Excellent. Okay. It was going to come to an abrupt end, so you never did get to beat the dragon in the prototype Dragon Slayer. They kind of changed it in mid-development. And, well, that's how it works. So, there you go. All right, let's get back to my stupid face. There I am. Perfect. Okay. Let's bring up Dragon Slayer 2, shall we? Go to old Daphne here. Now this, it took me for effing ever to get this game right. Which, unbelievable. Make sure I mute it first. If I can find it. Gotta start it first, that's right, because it has to have a screen first. Okay. Okay, see if I can timing down right. There it is. I found it. Okay. So let's take a look, shall we, at Dragon Slayer 2 real briefly. And you can see this is what happens when you actually kind of put a bit more thought into it. And make it a bit more linear. Okay, no screen because it's actually paused on a screen blackout, so... Okay. And you're not showing up. Why is that? Because it's on the media player, which is not playing. Well, that'll do it. That's the loader. There you are. Okay. And you actually, it's muted right now. And what happens here is that you actually, well, once again, play the game. It's a bit different. Let me unmute it real fast.
Once the casket of doom has opened,
and they got the same voice talent as they did before. Here, Daphne and Dan Molina, and the narrator, of course. Michael Rye. And why have you no sound? Why did you just all of a sudden lose sound? And here, you actually see the vanity table, something that the original game didn't have, because the score wasn't on the screen like it was when I played it. It was actually on an LED thing in front of you. So, much the same game. You start the game, you flashing things, and you know, use your sword, and you die a lot. You know, that's pretty much the basics of the game. So what we're going to do as this thing goes forward, we're going to time it just a little bit. We're going to show the remaining ads that we have here, and then we'll go ahead and play this game. So if you wouldn't mind, I'm going to hit pause, and if you wouldn't mind, please stand by. We'll be right back. Okay, thanks. Not exactly a perfect stream today, but hey, appreciate you all being here. I had a fair number of viewers there just a few moments ago. I appreciate it. Thank you. I said earlier in the other intermission, my daughter's... Hey, thank you. Thank you, Ben. Appreciate it. My daughter is sick. That sucks. And they wanted to go to work anyway, but she's a chef. You don't do that. And I'm surprised I haven't gotten sick. He travels with me a lot, too. Is this, you know, I've caught COVID now. I know for a fact I caught it once, but I think I actually had it a second time. And, you know, got vaccinated and everything like that. But where I work, when it hit with a bang. And we all got sent home back in the March of 2020. Gee, manities. I'm just like afraid to be near anything. But here we are. 30 seconds. And every time I touch this thing, it wants to slide out of reach. I have no idea why. 4, 3, 2, 1. There you go. There you go. And I'm going to turn that off so it doesn't appear next time. Okay. Let's head on over to the arcade, shall we? Now, the first time I ever saw this game was at Grand Prix Race Ramen. That's a lot, considering Grand Prix Race Ramen was a huge arcade in its heyday. It was actually one of the largest arcades in the entire world. It housed over 1,000 video game cabinets inside its confines. There we go.
Dragon's Lair.
Yeah.
Time warp.
Kidnapped? Oh,
Boy, they got busy.
Idiot!
Spirited away to a wrinkle in time by the evil wizard Mordroc. Daphne will be forced to marry the wicked Mordroc unless Dirk can save her.
My Daphne kidnapped? Mommy's gone.
Transported by a bumbling old time machine, Dirk begins the rescue mission. Do it for the children. Once the casket of doom has opened, Mordroc will place the death ring upon Daphne's finger in marriage, and she will be lost forever.
Oh no!
In
the time warp. All right, now, what I love about this game, Mordroc and the Time Machine are brothers. Makes sense, don't it? All right, let's put some quarters in this thingy thing. Okay. I wish they used the same beep system as they did in the first game, but nope, not happening. Here we go. And here's your instructions. Get all the treasures to advance to the final level. I'm going to wind up just playing the laser disc.
My Daphne kidnapped again, idiot.
In the first couple of rounds, it actually helps you with this. The attack of the beeps, yep. Okay, now that's one of the hidden treasures. They briefly appear on the screen, and then you just move on. Ah, wrong button. Oh, it's okay, Dirk. You'll live to see another day. 4 lives. Unfortunately, I have to re-get him again. 3 lives. Forgot about that. And everything is so damn fast. It hits you so quickly. Ah, too quickly. Ah! 2 lives. I won't even make it through this damn... It's been so freaking long. I had to actually take my brother with me. To see, what am I missing? Oh, I missed it. I missed the damn bow. I missed the freaking bow. Okay, so I will have to go back to this board, sadly.
You must be Dirk. Dirk the Daring. Fetch me a drink from yonder well.
Ouch. One life left. We can make it. I can make it the whole damn game this way. There you go.
A prisoner, she's under a spell.
Okay, there's the key. So this board had 3 treasures.
Hasten, lad, hurry.
There you go.
We'll get her back. Defeat the foul wizard. My brother.
Yeah, I made it. All the clues are gone now.
No, dear brother, you'll bring Dirk here.
Ah. Yep. Bleep, 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 bleep. I will try again. Put some money in. It will restart the time. It did. Okay. And this is what you had to endure. Oops. Oh, and what beauty of this does, it actually reverses it on whim. So the next time you see it, you may actually see it in its correct orientation. Not this time.
No, dear brother, you'll bring Dirk here. Religionist clanking piece of junk.
Oh, I missed that one.
Damn it. Old fool. Dirk will be helpless once you've been sunk. You are dead.
Ah. Yeah. Poor Dirk. Once again reversed. Realize.
No, dear brother, you'll bring Dirk here. Religionist clanking piece of junk.
I did it again.
Boil in the mud, you meddling old fool. Dirk will be helpless once you've been sunk.
Ah. Yeah, you're gonna see that a lot. Still reversed.
No, dear brother, you'll bring Dirk here. Religionist clanking piece of junk. Boil in the mud, you meddling old fool. Dirk will be helpless once you've been sunk.
There you go.
You are
Get the wings. No. Ah.
no, dear brother, you'll bring Dirk
And
here.
try one more time after this. Then we'll just play the way it is.
Junk. Boil in the mud, you meddling old fool.
Maybe twice.
Dirk will be helpless.
I'll eventually get there. No. Oh. Okay, yeah, I know. I'm out of money. Okay. 2 more games. There you go. Okay, so far I've spent $1. Just make it a level 2.
No, dear brother, you'll bring Dirk here. Religionist clanking piece of junk. Boil in the mud, you meddling old fool. Dirk will be helpless once you've been sunk.
That's right. That's right.
You are Daphne.
Wings! There you go. Well, at least got 1 step further.
No, dear brother, you'll bring Dirk here. Religionist clanking piece of junk. Boil in the mud, you meddling old fool. Dirk will be helpless once you've been sunk. You are Daphne. Go
There
get
you go.
her.
Hey, I made it. I hit. I hit levels. Man.
No, dear brother, you'll bring Dirk here. Religionist clanking piece of junk.
I don't know why they sold it. I know why they sold the game for Grand Prix. But they were making so much money off of me from this game. They actually were happy to see me play this game because I would be the jerk who would like spend maybe only a couple bucks for the entire day. Oh, I'm supposed to hit down. Yeah, okay, well. Sucks to be you, Dirk. Once again. Correct orientation this time. Just to make it an absolute bitch.
Dirk will be helpless once you've been sunk. You are Daphne.
It's like a bad Simon, if you will. Okay, this time it will make. Nope, not gonna make it. Hey, I still got a credit left in the game. 2 credits. It takes 2 credits to play. Okay, we can do this. If you truly hurt this one, I apologize for that. That is the actual game. That's what it does. Unfortunately. Ah, I hit the damn thing. Okay, we're gonna make this one. First try. I'm not even trying for the bonus pieces. So at the Grand Prix Castle Park, they were actually building an extension. They're actually adding a 3rd wing. Why? I love that one. They're actually building an extension. I saw people on the rafters playing this game. I actually had about 6 people watching me play. There you go. Last live. Here we go. Cheering me on. It took me. I finally got the thing. Yay! And it finally beat the game. And I got actually applause. Apparently, according to Ron, one of the owners, I was one of the only people that actually beat the game in his place. Ah! That's that. Alright, oh yeah. No. I'm out of money. Thank you. I'm broke because of this game. Alright, I think we're... call it there. Ah! Okay, where's the damn mute? Bad timing. Bad. There you go. Alrighty. Now that the audience is now deaf, including my tender eardrums, Jesus. Alright, try it again. And away it should go. So, let's go to my little collection here. And let's do this. Like I said, I really would love to show Cliffhanger. But that's a bad idea. For this reason being... Ah! Wrong one. For the reason being that TMS doesn't allow it. TMS is actually owned by Sega, of all people. And you just can't do that. It just won't let you. Be a player. Alright. And let's go ahead and do this. I'm going to go back to the generic screen, if you will. There it is. Okay, it's actually on it. For once. Okay, so once again, you're going to see all the title cards that normally come for the ride. They're just a frame as opposed to anything else. And you're going to see that go whip by your screen real fast, and it's just going to go run through the thing. Strangely enough, it's 24 minutes, so let's go for it. The reason being is because each screen is also reversed. Unlike Dragon's Lair, where only a section of the screens were, here they all are. Quite annoying. Okay, there you go. And once again, you could set it up to all kinds of difficulties and, you know, add all kinds of tests, configurations. Why are you not making any sound? Why are you not making any sound? Did I mute? Okay, of course. Let's try it again. Again, perfect stream today. And there goes. Just the gameplay.
Kidnapped? My Daphne kidnapped again? Idiot! Don't cough! You better find my daughter or else! Coward! I know you're in here. I raised a princess who married a fraud. Dirt! Hold still! You can run, boy, first. You cannot hide.
So have you ever played the game Space Ace? Space Ace played in a very similar fashion, where it's a continuous move, very rapid-paced game. And Dragon's Lair kind of took that pace and put it into one of their storylines. Completely different in a way, but much more linear, as opposed to all these random boards coming at you. The board goes into progression.
Oh, shut up! So, dear brother, you'll bring Dirk here, you collisionous, clanking piece of junk. Boil in the mud, you meddling old fool. Dirk will be helpless once you've been sunk. You want Daphne? Go get her!
My hero.
We almost made it past this point. But unfortunately, you know.
Daphne's mine! Farewell, you fool!
Yeah, you fool.
Quick, boy! Through the glass!
Good Sir Knight. Gonna join us in a fight. Make way for
Now,
the
we're so
queen.
used to seeing
What I mean?
Alice in Wonderland from the Disney's perspective. This is, of course, I couldn't do it exact, but it's a rather interesting take.
Off with the head! Assassin!
Princess Daphne is mine!
After that rabbit! Well, up or down? Don't mind if I do. After that rabbit!
Was brilliant the slightly toes the gyre and gimble in the wave ball mimsy were the boracles and the moongrass outreach.
Oh, this board just drove me. This is such a quick. The death scenes are hysterical too. Unfortunately, Can't get the audio to work on the one I wanted to. That's all right. Copyright infringement, kind of, yeah. Well, like I said, Disney, of course, did the movie, but they don't own the story. It's like Peter Pan. They did the movie, but they don't own the story. But again, they couldn't make it exactly like this. Now, this one was just kind of weird.
Back.
This is the Garden of Eden.
Stop right there.
And yeah.
One more step and you're
all the
finished.
cherubs. There's Adam. And that's Eve.
Hang on, brother. Don't eat him.
Double-headed serpent.
Turkey is our ticket to fame and fortune. Look here, I'll get you the princess when you bring Eve to me. Eve. Apple.
Halt.
I will say it's a rather imaginative interpretation. This one's my favorite.
Daphne's mine, you fool!
And this was quite the challenging part. They all were, to be fair. That was a bonus item, the hammer. Keep your eye out on Beethoven there. Love it. And again, as the board progresses, the cat gets more demonic with horns and everything like that. Of course, shooting out fire and all that kind of neat stuff. Now this is the final level before you have to go back to get any missing items. In other words, if you miss getting the item, bonus item, you'd have to go back, but this is your last stop.
Dirk, I'm in here.
And it's just a never-ending button-mashing adventure here. I love that.
Hurry, son, hurry! Oh, it's hot! Oh, it's hot! Oh, do something! Oh!
And that's it now. Final scene. Here we go.
You fool! You want
Now it's funny, when I had this on CDI, this scene was completely different. It was much shorter. And I kind of prefer the shorter one, because this was an absolute bitch. The thing, every move is like less than 5 seconds from each other. Yeah, there's Daphne waking up, and you're still beating the hell out of bats and everything like that. Still having to jump from place to place.
Dirk! Dirk!
And there it is. It actually says Daphne. I think that'd be in. Yay, the game's over. Nope, not in the long shot. There it goes. There's still more to do, damn it. And that really pissed me off because I wound up dying here. There is no to be continued here. This is it.
Dirk, my hero.
And there you go. Safety be damned. All right, there you go. We got some time left. Like I said, I was hoping to show the actual laser disc, but I just showed the completed game. Okay, so in the meantime, let's see what else we got here. Big hit, wonderful game. Why did I go to that one? I went to the wrong screen. There you go. And yeah, like I said, I've spent far too much money where I could actually, you know, buying my games for my Atari, my Coleco, and then television and all that kind of stuff. Nope. I had to go to the frickin' arcade. Because Grand Prix was just, well, back then it was still Castle Park. It was just a bike ride away. It was only about 1.5 miles from where I lived. And, hey, I can get there by bicycle. Unfortunately. The good old days of gaming. And now I look at, you know, adventure games, you know, medieval style games, stuff like that. Far more complex than anything from this era. But you still have Dirk and Daphne. They're just hunkering around there. What gets me is I saw how many followers there are of Dragon's Lair here on Twitch. Just what, a couple hundred? Like, wow, okay. Maybe it's the wrong Dragon's Lair? Nope, apparently not. It's the right one. What, 249 I think I saw? Right. Going to the Daphne emulator one more time. Let's see if I can actually turn you off. Can't I? I can. Okay. Now, finally, we're going to show one of Rick Dyer's things. Now, successor Dragon's Lair did a great deal. He poured a lot of money into RDI. He actually put his entire savings on the line for the development of Laserdisc style games. And of course, well, the market crashed. And, well, he had to get back on his feet, and he, by the time things were kind of settling in, video games had come back into the home, and arcades started to flourish again. Well, a little bit later, became a little game called Thayer's Quest. And, I have the home version of this. Okay. Don't believe I have it on windowed mode. I do not. Okay, so I just lost my entire screen. So bear with me for a second. Okay. There it goes. Finally let go. Excellent. Let's go to the configurations first. Then I'll do this. Configure. Did I actually have it? Sure did. Son of a... back. Okay, let's see. Time. This is a time game as well. There we go. Perfect. Okay. And let's say settings, standard, no scoreboard, really doesn't matter. This nice speech is enabled for whatever reason. You have 3 lives. Each time for credits 110 seconds. Okay. And track mode's on. Let's go ahead and hit apply. Okay. And once again, you had to prove that you actually had one of these. And let's go ahead and get started. It says there are known emulation problems. I believe so. So it's going to sit there for a bit. But anyway, this is the game like with the prototype Dragon's Lair. This is what he actually wanted. And it's a charming game. It really was. It's just that, again, a great deal of dialogue. You don't have a whole lot of action, which was part of the problem. Let's see, what happens here? I believe I have to actually hit something? Yes, okay. But nevertheless, it was a great effort. And they did make 3 of these, but for the home versions, the Kingdom of Far Reaches. And then it became the Kingdom series. And a different animation team from the first to second. Okay. So again, the animation is different. Not sure why there's no audio. Having all kinds of problems today. Try it again. There it is. RDI Video Systems. This would eventually would become the thing. And let's hear what it has to say.
Journey to a fantastic realm of magic and wonder, where a young hero strives against ancient evil. Lead him on a perilous quest to restore an amulet of great power and defeat the dark sorcerer who rules the land. Come to a world of wizards and demons, of bright steel and dark magic, of heroic deeds and base treacheries. Thayer's Quest.
Thayer's Quest, yes.
The fantasy is yours.
There you go. Okay, so this is similar to the game I told you about where you had the paper scrolls and you pick your adventure, something like that. This is like a video representation, easy for me to say, of that particular game. So now he has the technology to make it happen with an actual display, as opposed to looking at images and reading, things on the screen, a paper screen, if you will. All right, so let's go ahead and get started, shall we?
The dark sorcerer who rules the land. Come to a world of wizards and demons, of bright steel and dark magic, of heroic deeds and base treacheries. Thayer's Quest. The fantasy is yours.
The fantasy is mine, if I can only get the damn thing started. And of course, nothing's working. It works pretty good when you do it in practice, and then when it's actually time to go on stream, you can't do anything.
Journey to a fantastic realm of magic and wonder.
How fantastic
where
is
a
it?
young hero strives against ancient evil. Lead him on a perilous quest to restore an amulet of great power and defeat the dark sorcerer who rules the land. Come to a world of wizards and demons, of bright steel and dark magic, of heroic deeds and base treacheries.
Does the pause button work?
Thayer's Quest.
Pause button doesn't even work.
The fantasy is yours.
Okay, well, unfortunately, fantasy will just have to go back to a video file. So hang on for just a second as we jump out of the arcade, go to general screen. There it is, Thayer's Quest. Okay. Yeah. So what happens is it actually had a speech generator, and a very annoying one at that. And they're not the first to use this too. Gottlieb loved using it as well. Now, I will say this. This was a cool game in concept. Here's the actual story. There's not the actual story. That's the Laserdisc. Going through its files. There it goes. So what happens is, in the game, you have a life meter of sorts, and it's time. So you have 120 seconds or 110 seconds or whatever like that before you die. Now, you can enhance your life. You can actually gain some life throughout the game. But that was the catch. You couldn't just stand there and make no decisions and just pretty much hog the arcade machine. Nope, you had to actually make decisions on a fairly quick basis. And when it came time to either use scrolls or go in a particular direction, or use a weapon of some sort, you had only mere seconds to make your decision. So here's the background.
Lair's quest.
For example, you had to choose which room to go to.
Choose an exit quickly or fail this test of magic.
Congratulations, you have won bonus point.
And by making correct choices, you actually did add time.
You are my last hope to find the relics of Quod and renew the magic that grows old as I do. But until you hold the relics, be cautious in your use of magic. It can turn against you.
I understand, Druce.
I can only give you this pouch, which holds my last 3 spells. A spell of understanding.
Whoa, if you're a wizard...
And a spell of release.
If you're a wizard,
spells,
can't you just write more
they are
spells?
Forever gone. Now choose where in the kingdom of Wygard you wish to begin. The village of Glendo, where once you lived. The haunted waterfalls. Or the Eldritch Forest.
And there are your buttons choices. Yep.
You stand
Death
healed
Steel.
of what ails. Travel far. Overlook no source of help.
And that's your next path. So you hit 2, you go through time, you talk to creatures.
Yes, and
And you notice that you don't actually see their mouths move, you actually see them from behind. And a lot of nodding, a lot of blinking. That's because they use the same animation over and over again, but they change the dialogue. That is so annoying.
Take this staff to the fairy circle in the forest and give it to the fairies.
They're using Mary Poppins technology there.
Ho, fellow!
Who are you?
Nigel the Huntsman. I know much of these woods. For example, I know that the Crystal of Lothar will enable you to overcome the familiars. Come back sometime and I'll share a story with you.
And then, once again, your choices.
Can you help me?
In the Castle of Crystal, behind wood is knowledge, behind bronze is magic, and blackness leads to death.
Lothar bound the crystal, a dark enchantment holds it best. So you must use your magic to release this spell of rest.
So he chooses the forest path.
Can you tell me anything more?
Apprentice, the Black Magician knows of your quest and is waiting in the forest for you.
By going to the waterfall, you can be healed of all that ails you.
And so there's a lot of back and forthing here in this game. And of course, the dialogue does change every time you see.
The waters have healed you. They are the only source of healing for many miles.
And you go here to restore your time. Okay.
Can you tell me anything more?
No.
Apprentice, the Black Magician knows
And
of your
after a certain
quest
point, they just
and is waiting
simply
in the
tell you the
forest
same thing all
for
over
you.
again. So, like I said, I love the concept of what Rick Dyer tried to do. But...
Go away!
Yeah.
Strangers aren't welcome!
Yeah, strangers aren't welcome. Time's almost up anyway.
My son was your age when he learned
go.
that the coal fire, which burns on the marsh waste, can destroy the land wares.
Now, I did play this on the CDI, and I did beat it. It
Nigel.
took for frickin'
I
ever,
once
though.
held the second relic, the hunting horn, for a long time after Quod was gone. Now, Felden, the keeper of the clouds, holds it. That's all my story, lad. Good day.
What a story that isn't. Alrighty, well, let's go ahead and wrap things up then, shall we? Yeah, okay, and the game continues. Fortunately, you will actually get to, solve puzzles and all that kind of stuff, but you have to take a lot of advice. And that's kind of a long, strange arcade game. You gotta remember, this is an arcade game. So, having said that. Anyway, and we'll continue playing. Thank you all for joining us. Appreciate it. If you like what you saw, you wouldn't mind giving me a follow. Greatly would appreciate it. I'm one follow away from 200, finally. And I hope to actually reach that 200 goal. Appreciate it. If you want to see some of my past streams that are no longer here on Twitch, go to my YouTube page. Find I play all kinds of old games. And there's also an Instagram page. I've been collecting video game things, collectibles and whatnot for over 48 years of video gaming. So you can check that out too. My inventory pictures, in other words. Twitter is out there. I'll tell you when I'm doing something stupid, this. And some of my past clips are there as well. And there's a Discord and all that kind of stuff. There's also a London Last link there too. She is getting better. She's actually walked an eighth of a mile now, and she's we're going to get her out of that bed. We're going to get her out of that wheelchair. We've got some adventures to continue doing as life goes on. Appreciate you showing up here. Let me just jump up on the screen. Hang on just a second. Okay. If you like the art that you see here, you can check out Billy Jackson's Twitter page, Billy Graphics, and some jackass with the music. See you all later. See you Monday night. We're going to continue on with Utopia 2 for TurboGrafx. 7 p.m. Eastern. See ya. Bye.